Welcome to another exciting episode of the Million Dollar Peddlers. I'm Papergoy.
And I'm Mr-Magazine.
Anybody new to the channel, and we do have a number of new people, thanks to an appearance on the Auction Professor. That was a lot of fun. I'm Papergoy. I work out of my house. I've got about 40,000 items listed online between eBay and Amazon, and I'm trying to juggle that with a day job, which makes it a bit of a challenge.
I'm Mr-Magazine with a big warehouse. About 15 employees. We're hiring new employees every week, so I'll mail in your application. Maybe we can fly you in. We're still growing, 500,000 items online, and that's all I got.
Send your CV, which is the fancy way of saying resume.
Of course it is.
That's what makes the channel so charming.
Yeah.
And actually, CV is what they use in the UK to refer to a resume, and I bring that up. You're going to like how I've worked this all together.
Sure.
I have a subscriber idea over here from Wales, UK, so welcome aboard. We definitely do read all the comments that everybody leaves, so do leave them down below. This person came across the channel because of the Auction Professor appearance, and we're eternally grateful for that. And basically, the theory they were taught is if you can buy right, you can sell right, but that's the hardest part of selling. And you were telling me before we started shooting this over here about a deal that you got and just how crazy low the prices are to start with.
Yeah.
And yet you were able to buy them from a flipper,
Yeah.
which means that he was able to make money. Why don't you go into that a little bit?
Yeah, so it was a long-time customer, and I guess I would call him a friend, too. We do talk personally on the phone occasionally, but definitely I've been seeing him since he retired a few times a month. You know, he buys and sells autographs.
And that had to be 20 years ago at this
Oh,
point.
at least, yeah. Probably when it was more than that.
I was
sure.
still helping you in the store at that point.
Yeah.
It's a long time. Flipper goes around to all the shows, all the dealers, always buying and selling stuff.
But, he chooses me. I don't know if he likes me or I'm very fair, but he comes in a few times a month selling stuff. And he came in with some jerseys this time, and they're all NFL jerseys, around close to 50 of them, all autographed by mostly Hall of Famers or, All-Stars, with certification from JSA or PSA. And the deal, I mean, it was like, I want to say it was dirt cheap, but I paid under $50 a piece on them. I know the market on eBay is a little more competitive where some might be selling for 50, 60, 70. Some could be selling for 100, 150. But the point is, it was a flip for him. He made some money. I'm sure he got him wholesale from someone else, and I'll be able to make money as well moving forward.
Well, let's break that down real quick. You're saying there's a jersey.
Yep.
And I know we've talked about this before, but this is kind of just amazing when you stop and you think about it. And this is going to help you when you're out there buying things, because a lot of times when you're out buying, if you're not into this market normally, I don't deal in autographed jerseys. Here's my thinking. I go to a table and somebody's got the jersey there. Oh, wow, that jersey's got to run what, $50, $60, $70 new?
50 to 100, yeah.
Okay,
Absolutely,
so in my head, I'm at $75 new. Now, yes, you could have been walking around you could have been randomly carrying the jersey around the mall when you saw Thurman Thomas. I mean, I guess that could happen.
Yeah.
But realistically...
Or wearing it.
That's true. Realistically, that did not happen. You went to an appearance of his, and some of the people may have free appearances because it's, a car dealership or something like that.
Yeah.
But even in that case, you got to take the time in to go there, get it signed and everything. But let's say that it's not a free appearance. They're charging for it.
Sure.
What does a Hall of Famer charge? I'm not talking Dan Marino, Joe Montana's level. I'm talking, the next tier down, a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
What does that Hall of Famer charge for?
I would say nowadays a minimum of $50. I mean, if you caught him 5, 10, 20 years ago, it could be a different story. But, if you're hitting them now, I'd say minimum 50.
Yeah, but even back then it was 25.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so you're talking $25 to $50 cost for the autograph.
Right.
So at this point, best of all, you're at $75, and you're probably more likely at a $125 investment.
Right.
Now, you were saying these are all certified.
They are all certified by either PSA or JSA, the top two certification companies in the industry.
What's the low end on getting a jersey certified?
Oh, man, it's got to be $25 minimum. Yeah.
So you throw another, and I think those are situations like where you're at a convention that they're at, right? Is that
right?
Where you
Yeah, they do have some express stuff. But these have the holograms on them and the card. Sometimes you can just do a quick certification with either an email certification or a sticker. This has both the sticker and the card along with it.
Okay, so you're probably talking a $150 investment on this jersey.
Yeah.
So here I am walking around a flea market, and I see it sitting out. Somebody wants $60 on it. And in my head, I'm saying, that would run $150 to assemble.
Right. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, $60.
Yeah.
You know, and that's $150 to assemble it. I'm going to
Right.
charge a premium on that. I'm going to charge $175 to $200 on it.
Right.
I can get it for $60,
Yeah.
and this is a popular player. I can flip it,
Sure.
and I'm losing money.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, or you go on eBay and you can find them, say, for 75, and I'm paying 40, 45. You know, what is that guy that's selling me for paying 30, 35, 40?
Yeah, there was
So,
money all the
yeah.
way through,
Either he's losing money
which he's not. I
or
know the
needed
gentleman.
money, right? Yeah, or he got a really good deal. He doesn't want to deal in jerseys. He probably kept the cream or stuff that he collected or wants to flip to someone else that's going to pay a premium, and he's going to cost average him out.
That's actually a really good point, and this is a really good point. We've made this any number of times in prior videos. But if you're buying things, get known for buying a given thing, whether it's books, whether it's magazines, whether it's glassware, whether it's whatever it is, because you will get your name out there and you will get a lot of calls from people. And as we've said any number of times before, if it's not something that the person that buys the estate or buys the collection deals in, they look at it as gravy. So perhaps, I know this gentleman does a lot of stuff with autographs.
Yeah.
Perhaps he bought these jerseys almost as a throw-in on a deal with a lot of autographs
Right.
that he
Yeah.
wants for himself. So,
Yeah.
and again, we have zero idea what he paid. We have no idea at all. Maybe he paid $1,000 for the whole collection,
Yeah.
and he's flipping this to you for $350, $400, whatever it is.
Yeah.
To him, he's looking at it that, hey, I got the collection of stuff that I wanted for
Right.
$600.
Yeah.
That's an incredible deal because I picked up $2,500 worth of stuff for my collection for $600.
Yeah.
And he just looks at it completely as gravy. Well,
Yeah,
if you know that
exactly.
going in, it works out really, really well for you because, again, the person this gentleman didn't want to deal with jerseys for whatever reason.
Right.
The person that's cleaning a house out, we just got an email from somebody or other that does estate cleanouts that follows us, and shout out to you as well. We definitely appreciate it. Who doesn't really deal in books and magazines. So they sent some pictures of books and magazines to me asking, hey, what do you feel about these? Would you guys be interested in these? And I said, yes on that, that not so much, et cetera, et cetera. And to them, it's gravy because
Yeah.
they're cleaning the stuff out and they have no other outlet for it, and that's fine. They're going to end up selling it to us. They're going to make some money. It's great for them. It's great for us because obviously we're going to make some money on the deal as well.
Sure.
It just works out really, really well. If I got that same email from a big book dealer, I might feel like, well, wait a minute, what's going on with this over here? Why does he not want to deal in this stuff?
Right.
Is there something wrong with it? And
Yeah.
again, then you learn the motivation that, okay, this book dealer only wants to deal in things that are, 1800s foreign language
Exactly.
books. Okay, great. Yeah, this is outside his genre, so that's why he wants to wholesale this out to us. Or he just bought a gigantic collection and has to move the stuff out.
Right.
So definitely knowing the reason why people are selling to you can give you some great deals as well on stuff. But that wasn't really where I wanted to go with this video.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Here we are halfway through it, and I didn't want to talk about any of that. No, but it is an interesting phenomena, and this will help you on the buying. It will also help you on the selling because you have to overcome this if you want to maximize your profit. You'd be amazed how many times you buy something or I buy something and somebody that we deal with says, well, what'd you pay on it?
Yeah.
Because in their head, if I bought it for $10 and it's worth $100, I can sell it to them for $25 because I'm still making money.
Yes. People do think that and expect that.
The other side of it is it's worth $100 and I paid $85 on it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be asking $125, $150,
Sure. You're going to hold out for the long buck, the big buck.
which I may never
You have
get.
to, right.
And
Yep.
I think the quicker you can get over that mindset, I think the better off you're going to be. Because if I paid $85 for it and I made a mistake, it might be better just to cut my losses and sell it for $80
Right.
and take the beating. And not that that's a huge beating by any means,
Right.
but take the beating and get my money back, learn from it,
Yeah.
and reinvest it in something else rather than dying with it at $125 because
Yeah.
nobody wants to pay $125 for it.
Right, and I probably do that every day with my listings or sales because if I sell 200, 300 items, there might be a few in there where it's been sitting in here for 6 months. I paid 50. He's asking me 55 or 50. I'm going to break even or lose a little. But this other magazine I paid $1 for some reason it's worth 80. So I look at it like, hey, I'm making 50 on this one. I'm breaking even on that one. But at the end of the day, I'm still selling my quota, 200, 250 items. I'm still getting my average daily sales in. And this item's gone and out of here. It wasn't a great investment, but now it's gone.
See, and that's actually a really good way to look at it. You pull back and you look at the overall picture as opposed to each item that you have in your inventory.
Right.
Because if you get down into worrying about each item, and I know there are people out there, and God bless you if you're able to do this, who keep spreadsheets of every item they have and what they paid for it. And I'm sure it's wonderful. I'm sure it's a wonderful feeling to know that you're making a profit on every single item that you're buying. That's great. But there are times where you got to do have to look at the bigger picture, you know. And let's say that I did buy those jerseys and I paid $60 a piece for them, and I'm asking $125 on them.
Right.
And it's 6 years from now, and I'm still sitting on that Wayne Corbett jersey.
Yeah.
Maybe it's time to take $50 on it, which I've been offered 4 times.
Right.
Maybe it's time just to take it.
Yeah.
And I guess in my head at that point, I would use your philosophy, and I would look at it and say, okay, I did make a little bit of money on this deal because I've sold enough jerseys overall that, overall, I ended up paying $3,000 in these jerseys, and I ended up selling them. I'm going to end up selling them all for $4,000. It's going to take 6 years. I didn't really make anything from it, but I can let go of this Wayne Corbett. I'm never going to get $125 out of it. So there's a lot of psychological games that go on both with the buyers and the sellers and within your own head. And the quicker that you're able to figure out what your strengths and weaknesses are, I'm not aware of anybody that likes to lose money.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not aware of anybody who says, hey, I'm into this to lose money.
Right.
But there are times where you will lose money on a given deal, whether you overpaid on it, whether the market changed, et cetera, et cetera. And the perfect example on that, which we've talked about, a lot of people talk about Beanie Babies. I always bring up junk wax.
Right.
You bought into the junk wax and you paid, what year did the things really fall off the cliff? 90, 91, 92, 93?
88 really. 88.
Well, but I mean that the demand fell off the cliff.
I would say 92.
92.
Yeah.
So you just bought all of the hot new items in 92, and then all of a sudden the demand fell off. And I have no idea at all what you paid for a box wholesale back then, and very few people were buying them wholesale. They were buying them that semi-wholesale, the thing between wholesale and retail, where you go to a distributor that you knew, and you know they were paying $10 and you were paying $12.50 and selling them out for $20 or whatever the case happened to be.
Sam's Club was doing that when they first opened. Yeah, right around 90, 91, because they had 91 Stadium Club and 91 Leaf, and there's lines and lines for that stuff.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, so you're sitting on these boxes that you paid $12.50 for, that right now the market's $5 just because the bottom fell out.
Right.
And you're sitting in January 1993. You need to make a decision at that point. And that decision is you take the 2 cases that you have and you stick them in a back corner and you forget about it.
Right.
And you find it 30, 40, 50 years from now and you hope that it's dried up and has some interest.
Yeah.
Or you say the market's $5 each, and if I want to get rid of these cases, I got to sell them for $4 each just to get rid of them all.
Yeah.
And you just get rid of them and you move on.
I don't know if you remember this. Probably around that same time, there was a guy that not many people liked him, but he was, kind of a
Me?
Well,
A different guy, not
besides you.
a different guy, not many.
I didn't deal with him very often, but he would flip product back and forth to people, and he'd undercut everyone, and no one really liked him. But he was more of a flipper wholesaler. And I must have in the basement, I must have had 50 cases of junk wax, close to that. And I sold him 20 or 30 cases of junk wax for $4 or $5 a box, which I probably paid double or triple that. Yeah. But in return, he sold me, say, 10 cases of new hot product that people wanted. So for me, I wasn't able to move the junk wax, nor did I want to lose that kind of money selling it for $5 to customers. But instead, I flipped it to lose money, but also I got new product that I could make money on that customers wanted.
And the other way to look at that too is you probably ended up selling the new product for what you could have sold the junk wax.
Right.
So
but at least I was selling it.
You were selling it.
Customers were wanting it. It was current stuff, so they're coming back for more current stuff where they didn't want that junk stuff anymore either. So.
Well, and the other problem too with the junk stuff, just to go off on a little bit of a tangent, you probably weren't the only person in Rochester who had cases of it.
Exactly.
So there was a lot of it out there. And why, maybe I'm bored and I'm by your store and I go, oh, it'll be fun to open a pack of 1990 Donruss. I'll buy a box of it just for the heck of it.
Right.
Fine. But that's you just happen to be there. Nobody's going out of their way searching for it. Right. And I could buy it at your store or any of the other 5 stores around that you all had the same thing and you all wanted $5 a box on it. And or I could go to the show and buy the same thing.
Yeah. True.
So hopefully this has helped you some. Definitely buying right does have a lot to do with it. But it is very, very interesting, just the psychology, where if there are times where I buy something right and I end up selling it for less than I should because I'm into it right, and I'm saying, yeah, I know I could hold out and get $80. This guy's offering me 65 on it. I paid 50 cents for it.
Yeah.
Let me just get rid of it because I can
Yeah.
use that $60 and roll it into something or other else, and I'm just happy to make the sale and have it gone.
Sure.
That may not be the best way to do things. It may not be the best mindset, but it works. And I guess at the end of the day, if you take a look at your bottom line and you're making money, it doesn't really matter how you get there, as long as you're making money and paying your bills at the end of the day. So hopefully this is giving you a little bit of food for thought. Do comment down below, and we will see you next video.
Take care. Bye-bye.